it's Steph, and today I'm here to talk about some advice that I would give to you if you want to connect with your local cosplay community. A couple things to note with this video. This is going to be largely based off of my own experiences for one, and part of that also means that the advice that I'm going to give is going to be geared towards cosplayers trying to connect with their local cosplay community. If you do not cosplay, I do not think this advice would be quite as effective for you, but I think the idea could carry across more or less. Another thing to note too is that this is not a blanket formula that will guarantee you friendship if you take my advice. The things that I will be discussing in this video are going to be things that I have done that I found worked for me to connect with my local cosplay community, which for the sake of context was the Northern California cosplay community. Hopefully more or less, again, the idea of how this works can be applied to where you are and your local cosplay community. There are basically two categories in which you can connect with your cosplay community. Of course, there's going to be online interactions and there will be offline interactions. First, we're going to talk about online interactions, and I think unsurprisingly, online interactions are, in my opinion, the best way to connect with your local cosplay community. Part of this is because I feel like online makes it so much easier to find people that are interested in the same topics as you are, more or less people that have the same interests, people that are in the same fandoms. If you want to find people that like cooking, for example, it's pretty easy to go find a cooking community. For cosplay, it's sort of similar, where if you want to find the cosplay community, I feel like, as most people know, the cosplay community online these days primarily lives on Instagram. So if you want to connect with your local cosplay community, my advice would be to make an Instagram if you don't already have one. It's a good place to show off your cosplays and connect with other cosplayers of the same fandom, and it also helps because I believe it's the social media that most cosplayers communicate on. Second, maybe to Twitter, I would assume, but I feel like Twitter can also get muddled with a lot of other things. Instagram is great for finding local people that attend the same conventions as you that you can start following and supporting their work and hopefully start establishing some sort of friendship. Second to Instagram is that I would recommend Facebook as well. Facebook, I feel like, is a little bit harder to be finding cosplayers unless you're specifically looking at groups and communities such as that. Again, similar to Instagram and their hashtags, it's good to find Facebook groups that are designed to be for the local conventions in your area, because it makes sense that the people that will be joining these communities are the people that attend these events, so that raises the entire likelihood of seeing them and hopefully establishing some type of friendship. So if you don't have a Facebook, I would recommend contemplating creating one. You don't necessarily have to put a lot of personal information on there if that's something that you're afraid of, but I think it's a nifty platform to have on social media to at least connect with people that are within your local community. Now, as for the second category that I'm going to talk about, which is going to be offline interactions. Offline interactions are good because I think it's the most organic way of making friends, of course, but if you're already feeling a little bit distant from your cosplay community, this one can be a bit hard, especially if people are also not quite as approachable. First off, if you want to connect with your local cosplay community without interacting with people through the internet, you need to first find out where you can interact with these people not on the internet. I would highly recommend using your online resources on social media, so that would be Instagram or Facebook, and finding what local conventions or other gatherings and events that are happening nearby that you can attend to meet other people and get to know them. Once you know where you can find people that have the same interests as you, you can now go and attend these events. Now, as for actually establishing friendship, that's something that I feel like is a little bit outside the scope of this video, because making friends is a thing that just sort of happens between humans. I can make another video with tips about that, but hopefully these kind of give you a bit of a foot in the door when it comes to connecting with your local cosplay community. A lot of it, I think, is sort of finding out where most of the community lives, and if you have fandoms that you are passionate about, I think that makes it that much easier to find other people that are just as passionate about the same thing as you, because I believe that's how a lot of friendships are born. If you need any more specifics on any sort of topic that I have touched on or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you found this video useful or otherwise enjoyed it, make sure to give me a like. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time.